Welcome back, students. So we'll continue the class. So in the previous class I have discussed about all the errors of your GPS. So I hope you are all clear with that errors. Now the last topic of your second unit, that is spoofing and anti-spoofing, that I am going to discuss now in this class. Along with that one, I am also going to discuss the important questions of this particular chapter. So I hope you all are watching the video. Please do watch the videos, give your attendance. There are very less students who are watching and giving the attendance. See, attendance is very mandatory for you people. You have to watch, and all the faculties are also seeing your view time, how much time you are watching the videos. So please do watch the videos completely and make the notes also. So in the previous class, the topics that we have discussed was your errors, GPS errors. So in that one we have seen about your atmospheric delays or atmospheric errors, satellite based errors, okay, and selective availability errors. So all these errors we have discussed, and everything we have discussed, not in a single topic we have left. All the topics I have covered from the second chapter as well as the first chapter. You can cross check through the syllabus also. So in the last class I have also given assignment regarding 3 problems are there. I have clearly explained about the problems. You just have to note it down on notes and you have to update that one. Very easy and very important problems. Okay, now we are going to see our next topic, that is your spoofing. What is meant by spoofing actually? Spoofing is an international interfering signal that aims to force GNSS, that is Global Navigation Satellite System receivers, into generating false positions or false navigation solutions. So what actually this spoofing means is, it is an international interfering signal, means an extra signal. It is more dangerous than that of your jamming. Okay, so it is an extra signal or the interfering signal, and its aim is to force GPS receiver or the GNSS receiver to generate the false information or to generate false navigation information, false position information. So because of spoofing you won't be getting the original position or the original navigation message to the receiver. So this is what we call as spoofing. So a spoofing attack is potentially significantly more hazardous than jamming signal, since the target receiver is not aware of this kind of threats, because even the target receiver, means the receiver also don't know actually the spoofing has done to that one, to its original signal. Receiver thinks that the original signal itself is coming and that is the actual position where we have to go, or that is the navigation data that has been obtained from the satellite. But actually the spoofings are the one which are forcing the receiver to generate the false position or the false navigation data. Fine, I'll give you one more definition for this one. So I'll just show you the example, like what actually spoofing is when an email is sent from a false sender, okay, that asks the recipient to provide sensitive data which has not to be given. So this email could also contain a link to a malicious website that contains malware, means virus. Okay, so what actually this spoofing means, whenever you are having a signal, you are getting a signal from a wrong sender or a false sender, and that particular sender is asking you the some content, very sensitive data which should not be given, like your personal data or something. So if you are responding to this kind of, because you don't know, the receiver doesn't know. Suppose someone is asking me that particular mail, I don't know that it is coming from a spoofing. It is a kind of spoofing. I don't know, I just think it is a normal website which is asking me some information, and we give that particular information to that website, so which will be containing a kind of malware or the virus, which is very dangerous because you are leaking your information. So this is what we call as spoofing or the spoofing effect. Okay, spoofing is an intentional interfering signal, intentionally for someone is doing to that one, so that aims to force your GPS receiver into generating a false position or the navigation solutions. Okay, how we'll see the block diagram how this spoofing actually is done. So this is the GPS receiver where you will be having a spoofing receiver also here. So whenever this received signal is getting here at the receiver, but the spoofer also will be getting that information. So the transmitted spoofing signal is again given to the target GPS receiver, but this receiver won't know that you are actually getting the spoofed space signal, not the original message signal. Okay, this is your received signal which is obtained. See, this is your authentic signal and this is your spoofed signal. So this is a bit difference between your spoofed signal as well as your authentic signal. So this is the GPS receiver which will be giving the information to the target, the GPS receiver, like from the ground antenna it has to be given to the receiver whichever you require to get the data or the information. So what happens here, the spoofer will be taking that particular data and it will be giving or it is forcing to give that particular bluffed data to the target receiver. So this is how you can say that this is your authentic signal, the original signal, and this is your spoofed signal. So this is how they will be getting. Okay, this is what we call as spoofing. It is means spoofing is an intentional interfering signal that aims to force your GPS receiver into generating a false position or the navigation data. Let's see one more figure, like how your spoofed signals will be there. These are your 4 satellites which are generating you the data, and this is your actual real position. The spoofers, what they will be doing, they will be giving you the information of the false position. We should get the information from these 4 satellites, but what spoofer will be doing, it will be adding its own information from here and it will be giving the position. The real position will be somewhere here and your spoofed position will be here. Okay, you have to use the 4th satellite as to get the trilateration technique, so that you will be getting your original position. So by using these 4 satellites you will be getting the real position, but the spoofer, what it will be doing, it will be generating the what I have said, it will be forcing the signal to be generated. So it is an interfering signal that is will be added to that one, so that your original real position, instead of this position, the receiver will be getting this spoofed position. This part you will be getting. So this is called as your spoofing. Okay, I'll repeat it once again, the definition. It is an intentional interfering signal that is aiming to force your GPS or GNS receiver for generating the false position. See here, this is the false position which has been obtained. Your original position is this one. So because of these spoofers, you will be getting the false positioning. Okay, intentionally it is diverting the receiver to get the false position. So that is your spoofing. Now see what is anti-spoofing technique. Okay, now the definition of your anti-spoofing technique is that it is a technique that detects the packets with false address. Quick identification of detecting these addresses help in stepping up security measures. So anti-spoofing is what internet service provider or a ISPs or a network operators implement in the network. So what is this anti-spoofing? It is a kind of technique that will be detecting the packets with the false address. So as we have said, what is spoofing? Spoofing is the one which you are intentionally you are having the wrong address. It is forcing the receiver to get the wrong address. So here anti-spoofing is a technique. What it does, it will be detecting the packets which are having the false address, and very quickly it will be identifying that particular packets and it will be detecting, and it also will be taking the safety measures or the security measures. So the anti-spoofing is what with the internet service provider or the network operator will be implementing in that particular network. So this is what we call anti-spoofing. So the anti-spoofing, the spoofing transmits, I'll just brief it down. The spoofing transmitters often transmit several pseudo-random codes, PRN codes like C by A or P of Y codes from the same antenna, while the authentic PRN codes are transmitted from the different satellites from different antennas in different directions. So in addition to provide an effective spoofing attack, the individual spoofing PRN codes should be as powerful as their authentic peers. Okay, so therefore overall spatial energy of the spoofing signal which is coming from one direction is higher than that of the incident signals. The duplicate signal which you are getting, that will be having more energy than that of your original signal. So the thing is that whenever the spoofing, what actually spoofing means, you are forcing to generate the false signals. So in that one your codes will also be included, because when you are transmitting several kind of pseudo random codes or the C by A or Y codes, the authentic PRN codes are transmitted from different satellites from different directions. Okay, so in addition to that one, what the spoofing attack will be done on this particular code. So your code should be so much powerful that they won't be attacked. Okay, so overall spatial energy of the spoofing signal is coming from one direction is higher than that of the incident signals. Okay, the energy whatever you are getting from the spoofing signal is much more greater than that of your original signal. See, these are the spoofing signals, these are much more having energy than that of your original signals. I'll show you the 3D figure also here. See this is your original authentic peak. Where it comes to your spoofing signal, it is having this kind of peak, means this is the spoofing peak. It will be having the energy greater than that of your original signal. Okay, so what happens? So the overall spatial energy of the spoofing signals which is coming from one direction is higher than that of your incident signals, correct? See this one, this peak is higher than that of your original or the authentic peak. Okay, the spoofing signal will be having more energy than that of this one. So for that one, as to reduce this error, we are using the anti-spoofing technique, in which it means that anti-spoofing technique, what it will do, it is a technique that will be detecting the packets from the false address, and very quick identification and detection will be done, and safety measures and the security measures will also be taken. And for that one, they will be using or taking help of your internet service providers or the networks that are using for the for obtaining the signals. Okay, so the method which employs a low complexity processing technique is simultaneously despread the different incident signals and extract their spatial energy. So what happens in anti-spoofing, they will be detecting that particular packets, as I have said. So they will be having they will be finding on different incident signals, that kind of particular signals will be detected, and they will be extracting that spatial energy which is present in that spoofed signals. So lateral null is stressed towards the direction where the signals with the highest amount of energy impacting on the double antenna array. So we will be finding out which signal is having double the energy, and that particular signal is taken into the consideration, and it will be spoofed out. Okay, this is the GPS receiver where spoofing mitigation model is been used. Then our radio frequency front end parts will be having, then you will be having a double antenna array which will be getting the signals here, and this is your spoofer antenna. So this spoofer antenna or the spoofer signal, this is coming. So here they will be found out which signal is having less complexity and which signal is despreaded and which signal is having the amount of higher energy. They will be found it out by using here double antenna. Okay, double antenna arrays, and here by using this spoofing mitigation model, you will be mitigating your spoofed signal or the dummy signal. Then the original signal will be given to the GPS receiver. So this is how your anti-spoofing system will be working. These are the 4 satellite vehicles. Satellites SV1 means nothing but satellite vehicle 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this one is your spoofing transmitter. Okay, intentionally you are generating a false information. So this will be detected by using your double antenna arrays. Then they will be given to the anti-spoofing system where you are having RF front end and spoofing mitigation model, and they will be mitigating the spoofing. Then it is given to the GPS receiver. So this is how you will be removing your spoofing effects. So here see the lobes also. This is the higher lobe where you are getting the satellites. So here you see, this is the overall figure of your anti-spoofing. Here this is the antenna array, and from this particular antenna you are getting the original satellite signal, and this is your spoofed signal where you can see the lobes. These are the side lobes, and this is the original message signal lobe. Okay, so this was about your spoofing and anti-spoofing. I hope you are all clear with the spoofing and anti-spoofing technique. Okay, spoofing is an intentional interfering signal that aims to force the GPS receiver to generate false information. So by using these figures and these figures you can get to know, and the spoofing signal will be having the high energy peaks, so your original signal should be having very good energy levels as to what face these kind of spoofings and all. So anti-spoofing is a technique that will be using or that are used to mitigate or remove these spoofed techniques. So they will be using what you can say, so this will be using technique packets which a technique that detects the packets with the false address. In case if you are having any false address, spoofed signal is there, that can be identified, detected, and the security measures will also be taken there. Okay, then you had the model like how anti-spoofing is actually done. So we are using a double antenna over there, which will be taking all the signals from the all 4 satellite stations and a spoofer antenna. So after this, your all signals will be given or taken by double antenna array, which are given to the anti-spoofing system, which will be consisting of RF front end and spoofing mitigation module, where you will be removing or mitigating the spoofing. Then it is given to the GPS receiver. So by this topic, all your complete second unit is finished. Okay, I'll take you to the syllabus copy of this one. See, I hope you have all done with this one. GPS signal structure, we have seen GPS signal, C by A codes, P codes, and we have also seen generation of this navigation codes, C by A codes. GPS signal generation also we have seen, which consists of carrier signal, navigation signal as well as the pseudo random codes. Then we have seen the spoofing and anti-spoofing just now. Then satellite and receiver clock errors, all the kind of errors, satellite based errors, atmospheric errors, Emphase errors, and receiver errors. And we have also seen UERE. Okay, all these topics we have covered. So this completes your total second unit of GNSS. I'll show some of the questions also which are very important. Okay, see, first one, discuss in detail the various errors affecting the GPS accuracy. Okay, what are the different kinds of errors? Name all, list all the errors if comes for the 2 marks, and if it is coming for the long answer, you have to explain 1 or 2 like tropospheric errors or ionospheric errors. Fine. Then how can we overcome signal multipath while calculating a position value? Here you have to see how you are going to mitigate multipath errors. Okay, how you are going to calculate. There are 4 steps. You have to see that particular one. Go through overall topic of multipath, errors in the multipath, and how you are going to mitigate the multipath. Okay, then you will be getting the answer for this question. Then explain GPS signal structure with the need block diagram and mention the modulation schemes which are used for GPS and give it significance. Which is the modulation scheme which you are going to use in this one? Answer this question to me in the Google form. I'll give the question there. Which modulation scheme is used in GPS signal structure generation? Okay, then we have seen very easy question, difference between spoofing and anti-spoofing. Write a short notes on your receiver error. Okay, UERE. Then write a short notes on future GPS satellite and signals. Like what is the thing? Selective availability is a thing which we have stopped in 2007, not used in the future GPS satellites, right? Why we haven't used that one? That you have to write here. Then define UERE and give the mathematical expressions. UERE is nothing but square root of squares of sum of all the individual errors. And the mathematical expression is also given in my notes. I have also told, I've shown in the class. You have to write that one. And differentiate between, again you have got the question spoofing and anti-spoofing. Write a short notes on pseudo range measurements. It means C by A codes and P of Y codes you have to write, and then measurements you have to give in detail over there. And describe in detail GPS signal structure with the neat diagram. Okay, this again I'll show you once. See this one, this you have to draw for the generation of your GPS signal. These are the 2 carrier frequency, then you are having the navigation data, then you will be having the pseudo random codes. Okay, combination of all the doing the modulo 2 addition, then you will be getting your original GPS signal. See, GPS signal structure comprises of 3 components: carrier, navigation data, and PRN codes. Then GPS signal generation, which is given like this, the figure, the block diagram. Then write the mathematical equations, and these are the figures. Okay, then you will be having the code, navigation code, modulo 2 addition of that particular code, then the carrier, and also the modulated signal. And I have already shown clearly, giving the hint also over here. You just have to answer which modulation technique we are using for the GPS signal generation. Okay, then you have explained about UERE and find out the time offset for 1 microsecond. This you have to calculate. Then explain mention the new GPS signals and the frequencies that are planned to be introduced in the near future. This you have to see that selective availability. Then this is the question that I have given for the assignment also. Okay, TEC, okay, of 1.85 into 10 to the power of 18 Erlang per meter square. Calculate the ionospheric delay on L1 frequency. This you have to calculate and you have to keep. So the value of your total electron count is given. You have to find out the ionospheric delay based upon the first carrier frequency, and then discuss in detail about the atmospheric errors. There are two kinds of errors, tropospheric as well as ionospheric errors. Why spread spectrum technique is used in GPS, you have to see that one, and find out the last one, ionospheric delay on L1 frequency. Means first you have to find out the equation for the TEC. Okay, total electron count. You are having a formula, I hope you all remember, 1 by 40.3 into 1 by f1 square minus 1 by f2 square into PR1 minus PR2. These are nothing but your PRN and PR values, PR1 and PR2 values. This you have to substitute. Most of them give different variables over there, but the powers are same. This you have to find out. You have to substitute the values to find the TEC equation. Then you have to go for the ionospheric delay error of L1. The formula for that one will be 40.3 divided by Fn square into TEC. Okay, these are the important questions which are from the second chapter. Okay, most importantly, user equipment range error, UERE is important, CYA codes, tropospheric or ionospheric errors, and the problems related to that one are very important. So these completely finishes your second unit. Okay, so I hope you are all clear with this chapter, second chapter. All the topics we have covered. Now we are going to see a third chapter, that is your GPS augmentation system. I'll just brief it out. What is GPS augmentation system and what are the topics that you are going to cover. Inshallah, in the next class I'm going to start your unit 3. So the topics that you are covering in the GPS augmented system are classifications of augmented system. Okay, then relative advantages of your SBAS as well as your GBAS, that is space-based augmentation system, advantages of space-based augmentation system, SBAS, and these are your next one are GBAS, which tells you about ground-based augmentation system. So you have to just see the advantages of SBAS and GBAS, space-based augmentation system and ground-based augmentation system. Then the next topic that we are going to cover is wide area augmentation system, then architecture of that one, then local area augmentation system, WAS, LAS, and GPS aided geo augmented navigation system. This is one of your constellation that are used Gagan, okay, as well as IGNOS, and you are going to see MASES. And last one is DGAP, differential GPS. Okay, differential GPS is one of the important topic in the third chapter. All these are important topics that we are going to start tomorrow. So till so I'll wind up the class here itself. Do watch the videos properly, answer the question what I have asked. I'm repeating once again, which modulation technique is used for the generation of your GPS signal? Okay, answer the question in the Google form. Okay, in case of any doubts, please do let me know. I'll wind up the class here itself. Thank you.